pay the bills. There we go. Good morning, Riverland, and here we are for chair yoga. So glad that you could join me. Waiting for that music to see if it's going to pop up here. There we go. It's always nice to have a little bit of music when we're relaxing in the chair, right? Or even if we're just stretching in the chair. So let's go ahead and sit in that good yoga posture, sitting up nice and tall. Good, let's start with a shoulder shrug like you're saying, I don't know. Good, usually I say, I don't know what's for dinner, but tonight it's some nice Atlantic cod. I got it at Costco yesterday, it looks beautiful. Good, shrug. They sure do a good job to make sure that you stay safe at Costco. I really enjoy going there. I feel incredibly safe when I'm there. Just don't go on the first day of coupons, right? All right, roll those shoulders back as everybody goes on first day coupons. Roll those shoulders back. Good. Now let's hold those arms back nice and long, stretching through those hands. Keep those shoulders down and relaxed. Good. Now I want you to push through your belly and bring those arms forward right here. So I'm actually elongating through that shoulder, pulling that shoulder, almost feeling like it's pulling right out of the socket. Good. Now I want you to pull those shoulders back into the socket and sit up tall. So let's do that again. So we started out with that nice elongated arm. Good. We went concave in the belly, reaching forward, stretching forward, working through that shoulder. Good, and then inhaling and coming and tucking everything back in. One last time, stretch it out. Good, curl through the spine, reach it forward, stretching through that shoulder. Good, and then tucking it back in. That's where it belongs, right? Now let's roll those shoulders back. Roll them back, feel that nice stretch through the shoulder. Good. All right, take one arm. I want you to lift it up. It could be a bend right here, like you're saying that you're swearing on the Bible maybe, or we're reaching it up all the way here if we can. Now I want you to sit up tall, tuck your chin, look at your lap, or the floor. Good. Feel that nice stretch. Good. Now we're going to swing that arm back and look up towards the ceiling just a little bit. So I don't want you to fully extend your head back, but just enough to look up. Good, maybe you're looking up at the top of the cabinet to see if there's dust there. Good, in my house there would be. And then inhale and lift and tuck one more time. And then exhale and look up at the top of that cabinet. Good, bring everything to neutral, give it all a shake and a wiggle. Even the head if you like. Now let's do that other side. Good, so we're going to inhale, lift that arm up. It could be here, right, in that half a cactus pose if you like, or a full extension in a reach. Good, let's tuck that chin. Breathing through the neck. I want you to even think about elongating through it and pushing through the top of that head. Good, now inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale this time. We're going to swing that arm back. A little look up to the top of the cabinet. With an exhale. We look back down, bringing that arm up. Good, inhale. Pull it back, look up, the top of that cabinet. And then exhale. Look down. Good, and then bring it all the way down. Give it a shake and a wiggle, your head and your shoulders, give them all a shrug. Good, good job. All right, so we've already worked through a little bit of the middle part of the body. But let's sit up nice and tall, and I want you to shift your weight using just the torso and then back to the center. So lift up, it's like you're taking your rib cage and you're picking them up off the pelvis bone, which is really not possible. Well, it is, but not while we're alive. And we're going to lift it up and push it over. Or you have to be extremely double jointed. So we're just going to lift and bring it over. So we're stretching through the middle part of the body. Lift, bring it over, bring it back, lift. Bring it over, bring it back, lift, bring it over and back, relax. Good. All right, we're going to do that one more time, but we're going to change something up just a little bit. So I want you to lift, shift, and take your shoulder to the opposite side. So it's the same side that you shifted. And bring that up, bring everything back to neutral, relax. Good. So we're going to lift, shift, and we're gonna take that shoulder and bring it over. So we're really stretching here through the hips and the lower back. Good, and bring it all the way up, shift it, bring it back to the center. Good, now let's do something in the middle, a little bit of cat and cow. So we're gonna curl, and then we're gonna inhale and lift. Good, and we're gonna curl, and we're gonna inhale and lift. Did you need a computer? Go ahead and just get up. And curl, I just started. And inhale and lift one more time. Hello, Ken, nice to have you on our yoga stage here. And lift. Good, all right. Sit up nice and tall. Let's scoot back into that chair. Let's pick up those feet. Might not want to pick up, they're stuck on the floor. Let's point and flex those feet. Ignore the bend behind the shade or whatever they say, the curtain. Ignore the bend behind the curtain. Let's point and flex the hands and the feet here. Good. And then let's take and roll. Roll the ankle, roll the wrist. Get it all in there. Good, and roll the other way. Good. All right, let's put those feet down. Let's go back to that roll of the wrist. So let's roll the wrist. Now let's get the elbows involved. Good, elbows and wrists all at the same time. Can we add a shoulder to that? So let's try it. So wrist, I have to do a little opposite here. So wrists, shoulders, elbows, all of them at the same time. Ooh, wow, right? Really moving, getting everything moving. And you know, you might feel a little bit like an octopus, right? But it's really good for our spine. We're really moving things around. All right, last one, and give those a little bit of a shake as well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and come back up off the chair. So before we do that, you know, I like to make sure that we have blood into the lower part of the body. So we're going to march those feet out, right? Even stomp them a little bit. So the more we stomp, the more we bring blood down into those lower extremities. And it's going to help us when we stand up not to get those little bit of dizzies. If you ever get that after you sat down for a while, we don't want that. So we want to get that blood into the lower part of our body. So stomp those feet. There is a technical name for it, but for some reason it's just not in my brain at this moment. All right, and let's put those feet on the floor. Let's go ahead and come all the way up. Good. Now I'm going to turn my chair so that you can see me. And if you're seated in the chair, you can do this as well. So we're going to work on some warrior poses to start. So we're going to take one foot and put it all the way back. Now if you're seated in the chair, you're going to go ahead and sit side saddle and put one leg back and one leg forward so that you're sitting side saddle. Good, and then you can do all of these things with me. So you're going to inhale and lift one arm up, holding to the chair if we need to. If you're sitting in the chair, you're holding with that back arm. Reach it up nice and tall, pushing that heel back in that back leg, feeling that nice stretch. Good, let's add a little rock forward. And if we're standing, we're going to bend that knee just a little bit more. Reaching here. Good, building strength in that front leg. Let's come up. Keep that front leg bent where it was. So try not to lift it at all. Keep it right where it was. So we're going to push that back heel into the floor. Then we're going to come over to the side, and we challenge our balance here. So if you want to, you can grab that chair, because we changed our center of gravity. Good, we shifted our weight. Good, inhale, let's lift it up here. Keeping that front knee bent, let's reach it forward one more time. Good, challenges that balance, doesn't it? Hands on the body, somewhere the hip, or on the chair, you choose. Now let's inhale, lift. Let's do a little back bend if you can. So I'm going to bend my back knee just a little bit, and I'm going to lean back just a little bit. If this doesn't feel good, if it hurts at all, I don't want you to do it. For some of us, especially if he has stenosis in the back or a little arthritis, it might be a little uncomfortable, right? All right, and then let's bring that arm all the way back. Let's reach it forward. Good. All right. I just realized I was in the wrong position to do warrior 2 on this side, so we'll have to switch. All right. And then let's come up. I'm going to change here. So you stay where you are. Same leg is back. Good. We're going to pivot that leg. So now I can face forward and look at you. So we're now in that warrior 2 position right here. With that heel, the instep is in line with the instep in the back or the back heel. Take your arms, take a look, they should be facing the floor. Good, let's lift them, roll. I have a bend here in that front leg, I'm building strength here, and take those arms and roll them back. So rolling right through the shoulder, rolling right through the shoulder. Reach it up, roll it. Good. Reach it up, roll it. Tummy is tight. We're holding it in, we're rolling those shoulders. Good. Now take those hands, let's bring them in. We're going to either put them right at the top of our sacral bone or we're going to hold them down in the back. So I've clasped my hands in the back and I'm pulling them down. Good. So I'm going to stand up nice and tall and I'm just going to lean to that one side. So again, in a chair, you can do the same thing. We're just still sitting side saddle. Good. And you've turned your chest to the front. Good, now let's come back up. Good, let those arms go. We're going to reach that one arm out. Taking the other arm up and over if you can, or reaching it with it in the front, or just putting it on a hip. Whatever feels better for you. I'm pushing my weight into that back foot as much as possible, and also a lot of weight in the front here. Good, and then let's lift it up. Good, let's pivot back towards that chair. And take that step back. Let's march it out. Take those heels up towards the back side. Good. Remember, you just stay facing front. I'm changing only so that you can see me. All right, so we're going to do that other side. So we're taking that leg to the back. We're in that warrior one position here. Good. Bending that front knee. Nice tall posture here. We're going to inhale. And we're going to lift that arm. So if you're sitting in the chair, you've changed your side saddle to the other side. And you're sitting forward just like I'm looking forward. You're looking forward across that knee that's in the front. We're going to bend forward, reach. Putting a little pressure in that leg, building strength in that front leg. Pushing that heel back towards the floor. Inhale and lift. Holding here for just a moment. One more breath, pushing that heel back, feeling the nice stretch up. Let's reach it forward. Good, and then let's bring it up, a little bit of a back bend. So I'm going to bend that back knee ever so slightly, coming back just that little bit. If it pinches or burns or feels bad, I'm not going to do it, right? I'm not going to do that backward part. Good, let's bring that arm down. We're going to hinge at the hip, lifting that front foot, getting a hamstring stretch. Push those hips back, breathe. We did a very short one on the other side, so we'll do a short one on this side so we're not crooked. Good, let's put that foot on the floor. Let's pivot that back foot. So now we're in that warrior two position. So if you're seated in the chair, you've now turned to the front. Inhale, lift. Those arms are up. Let's bend that front knee just that little bit, so we're building strength there. The stronger the leg is, the better it is for your knee. So let's roll those shoulders, roll them up, roll them down, so the palms are up, palms are down, palms are up, palms are down. We're working through that shoulder. Good. All right, range of motion exercise right there. Last one, we're going to take those hands, put them on the top of your sacral bone, or we're going to clasp them behind. You decide. Everybody's different. Some of us, our shoulders don't like going this far. So we're standing up nice and tall, and I want you to lean over to the side, holding here, and breathing. Clasping those hands, maybe pulling them away. Let's push through the foot, come all the way up. We're going to release those arms, and this time we're going to go back over, reaching. Remember, hand could be on the hip. If that doesn't feel good, you could put that hand on the hip, reaching here. Now let's inhale and bring it all the way up. Good. All right, and bring those arms down. Let's bring it back to that warrior one, and then bring it all the way in for those of us that are standing. Good. Let's come back to the center. If you're in the chair, we're going to come back, bring those legs back into the center. Good. Let's take that step back. We're going to come into the down dog in the chair. If you're staying in the chair, your heels are on the floor, you're reaching up. And doing your down dog there. For those of us that are standing, we're going to push our hips back, ears are between our arms. Let that tailbone relax and release, push it back. Feel that nice stretch into the hip. And breathe. Good. Feel that nice stretch. Good, let's bend that knee and come all the way forward. Good, so I'm gonna stay on this side of the chair. I want you to stay behind your chair. So we're gonna take one leg and put it all the way back, holding on to the chair if we need to, and if we don't need to hold on, we're gonna reach those arms up. Good. I want you to shift your weight to the front and lift that back leg. Here's a warrior 3 pose. Good. Hold on to that chair if you need it. You could swing your arms back. Sometimes for some of us that makes us a little more stable. Please don't try looking at me. Look forward at the floor. I'm still here. We'll count it down for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring that foot down, march it out. So if you were seated in the chair, you could just lift a leg and lean forward. That could be something that you could do. Good. All right, on the other side, let's take that leg back. In the chair, let's lift the leg if you'd like. Good. We're going to inhale, lift those arms up, and then we're going to hinge it forward. Maybe on this side you're a little more stable. I know I am. And then we're going to swing those arms to wherever it helps us be the most stable, or we're going to hold the chair for support. Looking forward towards the floor. Don't look at me. I'll count it down at 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. I'm going to stay on the side of my chair so that you can see me. You stay behind. And if you're seated in the chair, that's perfectly fine. Wherever we are, I want you to bring your legs out a little wider. In the chair or standing behind the chair, soften through your knees. I'm going to go a little wider even. Soften through your knees. Good. We're going to bring those arms up in a cactus pose. We're going to rock our cactus, okay? So we're going to rock to the side, stretch. So in the chair, we can do these rocks as well. Bring it up and rock it over. And bring it down. Let's do that again. Rock it over, hold and breathe. And bring it back. Let's do that other side. Good, so we're going to make this a little bit harder. You can do this in the chair as well. So we're going to bring it, rock it over, and I want you to lift that heel. So I want you to almost feel like you're propelling yourself over to that other side. So we're really lifting, putting a lot of pressure on that standing leg, holding the chair if we need it. This is a balance pose. Let's bring it up. Let's rock it and do the other side. Stretch it. Good. All right. And then let's bring it right in, right here. Good. All right. Good job. All right. Now let's work a little bit more on balance. Let's take one foot in front of the other. This is one of my favorites. So remember, allowable chiefs are a little step forward, a little step to the side, but not this, right? If I turn my foot here, I'm incredibly stable. So I want you to just go ahead, one foot in front of the other. Good. And then up and down we go, up and down. Good, up and down. Up and down. Good. We could add arms or not. We could add one arm and still hold on. You decide, working those calf muscles. We'll give them a good stretch before we sit back down. Oh, I got a little off there. All right, last one. Let's see if we can hold those heels up. Hold those heels up. Hold them up. Good. Woo, I'm wiggling. This is a hard one, isn't it? It's hard for me too. All right, let's bring it down, march it out. We'll get those calves stretched here in just a second. All right, let's put one foot in front of the other. Standing up nice and tall. All right, there we go. So remember your allowable cheats. The only unallowable one is that heel turning in the back. That's cheating. Okay, so here we go. Standing up nice and tall. Let's rock it. Lift. Ooh. Good. and wobbly. Up and down we go. Good. Hold that chair. Remember, even I had to hold the chair. It's okay. It's not a sign of weakness, it's just a sign that we're working, right? Balance is like patience. We have to use it in order to have it. All right, one more. Let's hold it up there. Hold it up there. Breathe. Good. Stretch. All right, and then let's bring it all the way down and march it out. Good. All right, so let's stretch out those calf muscles, shall we? So I want you to hold your chair and hinge forward here. And we're going to lift our toes and stick that bottom back. Now, some of this might have been a little hard in the chair, but hopefully you found a good modification. But you could do this in the chair, lift those heels, lean forward. You could anchor on your thighs if you'd like. Good, pushing those heels or those hips back. Feel that nice stretch. And then let's put those feet to the floor. Let's kick those heels to the back. Kick them back. And breathe. Good. All right, now march it out. All right, I'm going to turn my chair back to the front. And let's all have a seat. If you stood with me, let's have a seat. Good. All right. I feel like we need to do a little bit more stretching of that calf. So let's bring that foot forward one more time. This time just that one foot, and I want you to lift that toe and then point it. So you're going to have to keep it a little bit soft on the floor, right? So it's not pushing the floor real hard. So just point and flex, rocking along that floor, sliding along that floor. Good. Now flex it. And let's lean forward, getting a little deeper into that stretch, anchoring on those thighs, pushing the chest forward, ears and shoulders are in line. So much to do, so little time, right? Good, now let's bring that leg up. So hold that leg up, hold, and sit back in your chair. Your back is now on the chair, pushing that chest forward. Let's flex that foot one more time for one last little stretch here and elongate that up however comfortable you are. However high you want to go. And let's hold it back in. Nice stretch there. Breathe. Good. All right, just put that foot on the floor. Let's put that other heel out, sitting up nice and tall. Good. We got to do the rocking first, don't we? Toe, then heel. So we're pointing and flexing, kind of sliding along the floor. It kind of gives us just a little bit of extra oomph, if you will. Good. Who doesn't need a little extra oomph once in a while? All right, now point that toe forward and then point it up. Now let's lean forward. Just a hinge at the hip here. We're not reaching. We're pushing the chest forward, lifting the ears so they're over your shoulders. So what I don't want is this, right? I don't want my head tucked. Heads are heavy, and when we have to hold them here, we're keeping the strength in the shoulder. Good. All right, and then let's bring it all the way up. Good. All right, so let's do a little bit of washing machine here. So we're going to do some easy twists. So bring those feet out just a little bit wider than your hips, holding that arm here. And we're just going to do a delicate cycle in that washing machine. Just nice, easy rotations. Good. Nice, easy rotation here. If it makes you dizzy to turn your head, then don't. Just look right here at me. And then let's hold to one side and turn your head to the other. Relax your shoulders. I just realized that my shoulders were up in my ears, so bring them down. And bring it back to the center. Let's turn and twist. Good. And our loads today are just delicate. That's all we're doing. We're not washing sheets or pillows today. So sitting up nice and tall, I want you to look down. Keeping those arms lifted is like I Dream of Jeannie, if you remember I Dream of Jeannie. Good. I want you to lift through your head just a little bit, elongating through the neck. Take a breath. Good. Now let's lift those heads up good so they're nice and strong and long. For those of you that can, we're going to take those arms, We're gonna lift them up over our heads. Some of us might need to now clasp the hands rather than the elbows. You decide if that's you. Good, so nice tall posture here. Let's lift one elbow and rock it. It could be here, that's perfectly fine. Good, stretching again to that side. Just a few minutes more. Good, let's go to that other side. Now bring everything up and we're gonna make a circle. So we're gonna bring those arms up and down and around. Now for some of us, our circles might be small because we have shoulder problems and shoulder impingements, right? So you do what feels right for you. Now let's roll the other way. Roll the other way. Good. All right. And last one. Now I want you to put those hands, pull those elbows again, put them down like I just told you that you couldn't have ice cream today, which would make me incredibly sad. Good, and from this position I want you to bring your ear over to the side. And bring it up and do the other side. And bring it up and then tuck your chin. Keep those arms pinned down. We're making it a little tighter, a little more of a stretch by doing that. Now lift it up, let's turn our head, tucking your chin down towards your shoulder. Bring it up, back to the center, other side, tuck your chin. And bring it all the way up. Now let's take those arms out and give them a shake. Woo, give it a little shrug, take a little of that tension out. Good. You know, I wouldn't normally do this right before Shavasana, but let's just do it for today. So let's do an explosive release. It sounds like it's incredibly crazy, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to put your shoulders up and tense them up. Good, then I want you to bring your arms into it. I want you to make fists, make biceps nice and tight, good. And then I even want you to make a face. So take a breath, and then just release it all. Good, so let's do that again now that you know where we're going. So we're gonna crunch those shoulders up, make the muscles through the biceps and the hands, make a face, crunch up your whole face, take a big breath, and then let it go. Let's do one more of those. It's called explosive release. Athletes do these when they're doing sprints. So we're gonna crunch everything up. Good. Tighten the muscles through the arms, tighten the muscles through the shoulders, bring them up into your ears. You never hear me say that, right? Make a face. Good, take a breath. And then just release it and let it go. Good, hopefully that made you a little bit looser through those shoulders and it didn't cramp anything up for you. All right, now let's scoot all the way back. Good. Let's take this last couple of minutes just to relax. So I want you to scoot your tail feathers all the way back. And if you don't have a hole in your chair like mine, I want you to make sure that your tail feathers get to the corner where the seat and the back of the seat come together. The back of the chair come together. So we're sitting up nice and tall, then we lean back. So do you see how we're not in the bucket seat that way? So if we had stayed forward and came back, we could curl that tail. We don't want that. So let's sit back, breathe, nice big deep breaths. Relax. Soften those muscles. Ooh, unclench anything that you normally clench. Just relax everything, soften everything, and breathe. Good. Take that tension out of those shoulders. Taking this last minute to just be quiet. And if you need more than a minute, please just mute the television or turn me off and take your time and just relax at home and be quiet and meditate. Maybe open the windows and hear the beautiful sounds of the outside. let's slowly bring our focus back into the room for those of you that stayed with me. Let's take a big deep breath, inhale. Bring those hands to prayer, and those prayer hands come down to your heart. Thank you so much for joining me in Chair Yoga today. I hope you are stretched and energized and ready for a beautiful day. Namaste.